Hello and good morning to everyone out there. I hope you all are fit and fine. I'm Miss Aisha Siddiqui. I have completed my BA and BEd in English and Psychology and my MEd in the same. I will be teaching you all English literature for the FYBAB BA students. As this is my first lecture of this academic year, I want to give you all a gist about the subject I will be teaching you. So first of all, I will show you which book I'm referring so that you all can refer to the same. This is the book Pragati book from the CBSE pattern FY English, optional English, also called as English literature. So in English literature, what does literature mean? Literature is actually stories. I have heard students saying stories are very boring. I myself used to find stories boring at a time in school. But the stories cannot be boring if they're taught in a proper manner or if they're portrayed in a good manner. So stories can be wonderful, they can be fantastic and fascinating if they are told in a proper manner. And stories can create magic. It is actually the most powerful thing to influence another person by telling a story or from which he can relate to us. So, my dear friends, don't find stories boring. And I promise you, our lectures are not going to be boring. Our stories will not be boring. In fact, I would not like to call it a lecture. Neither I would like to call it a session. Stories are magic. So we will create magic. So now, I don't want you all to just think that you all are studying or you all are just doing something boring, learning answers or memorizing them. So if you go to this book, there are question and answers. Yes, it will be easier for you all to learn the question and answers. But what's the point in just memorizing it? So in fact, you all can just look at this video, listen to the stories of the book, learn some new messages. What messages have been given in the story? And you're just done. You're done for the day. You're done with one chapter of the book. You'll listen to the story, understand it, feel it, and then you all can just write it in your own words. So I don't want you all memorizing the question and answers. And I don't want you all to just listen to the story and forget it, or just listen to the story and listen from one ear and remove it from the other. You all should feel the story, understand what it is. You can feel the characters just as watching a movie. I'm sure everyone out there must be watching movies, right? And we all love and enjoy watching movies. So, what are these movies? They're just stories portrayed in a good manner. And we start feeling about it. We start relating to the characters in a story. And we think that, wow, this is so amazing. And just like that, we should look at this video, we should hear to the video, listen to the story, relate to the characters in the story, learn a good message out of it, and apply it in your life. So, while watching movies or series nowadays, how we are so interested, we can stay up at night and watch those series, right? I myself is guilty of that. So I am sure you must have all seen the series Game of Thrones. It's one of my favorite, and I can relate to the character in in that series. So there's a character named Arya in that series who, as a child, is much of a boy, and she doesn't like all the girlish games. She loves horse riding and sword fighting, and she's an adventurous girl. And I can relate to her. As I was a child, I was more of a boy. I loved playing outside games. I loved playing with my brother and all his friends. And I played football and I loved horse riding. So I can relate to her, right? And I'm sure every one of you all can relate to some or the other characters in the story. So stories can actually create magic, and you can learn a great deal from them. So now you all can, all of you all can actually listen to these stories, learn it, apply it in your life. There are few challenges that if you all learn some stories, read good storybooks, not the childhood stories, but good stories, and then apply in the challenges in your life. You can overcome them. And right, just as a Bollywood movie I've seen, I hope you all must have seen it too. It is Drishyam. In that movie, you must have seen the main character of the movie. He keeps on watching movies, and he loves it. He enjoys watching movies. But later on in his life, when he meets a challenge in his life, he goes back to the stories. As he is not an educated person, everyone thinks that he is an illiterate and he will not have so much of intelligence. But because he keeps on watching those movies, and he learned a great deal out of it, and then he removed himself from the challenge of his life. So just like him, we can also learn these stories and learn something good from it. All the messages of the stories are really great. We can learn a great deal from them and apply it in our life. Coming to the subject, we will start the first lesson of the book. And it is written by a great person, a great personality. I hope everyone must be knowing him. He was the former president of India, and he was a great scientist. He loved himself be calling a teacher. He wanted everyone to call him a teacher, as as he thought that teachers can change life. Teachers are the ones creating the new generation of the country. And it is only the youth that can change the future. So, when we are teaching, it is you who can learn, and it is you who can change the future of our country. So, this great personality has given a great lesson, a beautiful story from his childhood. And I imagine every one of you all must have understood who this great personality is. It is APJ Abdul Kalam. I am sharing my screen so that everyone can have a look at him. So here it is. APJ Abdul Kalam, and the lesson that he has given us from his childhood is a lesson my father taught me. He said, dreams is not what you see in sleep. It is a thing which doesn't let you sleep. So yes, we should all dream, and we should dream big, big enough that it doesn't let us sleep. And it is not that dream that you just go to sleep, get up the next morning, and say, oh, I was in a chocolate factory. It is a dream that that the dream will lead us to success. So if we dream, we will be thinking about it. Once we start thinking, it's the next step that we take. We we take the next step, and the next step is the actions that we do, and those actions will lead us to success. So I want all of you all to dream big. Yes, everyone should have dreams. So APJ Abdul Kalam, he was also known as the people's president. Why was he called the people's president? Obviously he was the president of the people of the country, but only because of his noble nature, his noble character, and being a great human being. He was loved by the people, admired by everyone in India. And people loved him for all the things that he did for the country and for the people. He visited many schools and colleges and motivated many youngsters. Why did he always wanted the youngsters to be ahead? Because they are the future of the country. My dear, you all are the future of the country. So please dream, dream so that our country will be a developed country. So he has received many awards and honors in India as well as in abroad. But still, after all the honors, he was truly a down to earth person and a scientist and a president. So let's start with the lesson, the essay that he has written about his childhood, what he learned from it. So, Dr. Kalam narrates his experience from his childhood, how his parents were a great influence in his life, how his father taught him a value of the lesson that he remembers till his last moment. Everyone, when they're young, their parents are their biggest influence. Everyone learns them. The biggest influence of a child is his father. And as Abdul Kalam's father was a great person, and he was also known for his nobility of his character. So he's written about his father and what he learned from him as he was a young child. Let's learn about it. Okay. A lesson my father taught me. So, at the time of independence, after India got independence, the Panchayat board elections took place in Rameshwaram. So, Abdul Kalam was from Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, in the south of India. And he was elected as his father, Dr. Kalam's father, was elected as the board member in the Panchayat elections. And he was honored with the presidentship of the Panchayat board due to not only because of his work but also because of his nobility of his character and how he helped the people, and he was a great personality too. So Dr. Kalam's father, when he was elected as the president of the Panchayat board, an incident took place. At that time, Abdul Kalam was a young boy around 10 years of age, and he was sitting in his room studying all the homework that he got. He was doing his homework, and a person steps in their house, and he had brought a big gift, a box of gift for his father, as he had become the president. So he leaves the gift there and asks for his father. But Abdul Kalam's father had gone for the evening namaz, that is the prayer. So his father was in his absence. Dr. Kalam accepted the gift, and he couldn't even ask his mother about it as she was praying in the next room too. So that gift that he accepted, he was kept at the doorstep. And when Abdul Kalam's father returned from his namaz, he saw the gift and he was angry. He was very angry. And he actually slapped APJ Abdul Kalam. And he told him, "This, you never asked me before accepting the gift. You shouldn't have accepted the gift." And he's saying that as I'm a child, I don't know what to do. My mother was in the other room and you were praying namaz. So I just accepted. I thought he must be some of your friend. So he was very angry. He said that you shouldn't have accepted the gift. And why? When I was reading this story, even I thought that accepting a gift is just normal. We all do accept gifts from everyone. And what is wrong in accepting the gift? But later on, when I read the story, I learned a great lesson from it. So, his father, when he opened the gift, he had a costly dhoti in it, Angavastram. Angavastram is a cloth, as you can see in the picture, is a cloth that is worn on the upper side of the body and the dhoti below it. And it is a very famous fabric and cloth you gifted to honorable people, and it is a very costly material. So, and he had also given gifts and sweets, and he had also left a slip of his name. So, Abdul Kalam's father told that it's not a gift. Gifts are always given with a purpose. And why we should not accept it is because the gift that we accept is actually a burden for us. He quoted an Islamic hadith which says that when the Almighty appoints a person to a position, He takes care of his provision. If a person takes anything beyond that, it is an illegal gain. So, this statement is huge and it changed Abdul Kalam's life. When the Almighty appoints a person to a position, that means when a person is in authority and he is he receives many gifts from many people, and instead of just accepting all gifts, he should not be worried about the gifts. He should be worried about his provision, his people. He should take care of his people. And if a person takes anything that is beyond him, it is an illegal gain. That is a bribe. So for him, accepting that gift was like a bribe. He told Abdul Kalam it's not a good habit. Gifts are always accompanied by some purpose and they are dangerous in that way. What purpose can it be? Yes, if somebody is gifting you, it can have a purpose behind it. That if I am gifting you, I'm expecting some gift in return, right? And being a person in authority, they will expect something huge from you. Sometimes, even if it is illegal, you have to do it only because you accepted a gift from them. That is the way he thought it is a bribe, and we should not accept gifts. And it is like accepting gifts. He quoted a sentence. He said, "It is touching a snake and getting the poison in return." So, if we are accepting the gift, we are taking poison. We are taking poison in return. So, that poison is what? We actually have to do something for them. We have to give something bigger, in fact, bigger, in fact. And we cannot do that. So he also quotes that Dr. Kalam, according to Dr. Kalam, this lesson stands out always in his mind, even when he is in his 70s. So even when we grow old, we remember the lessons taught by our parents. And because of this small thing that he did, he accepted a gift, he had got beatings. So, yes, I'm not promoting to hit your child or to hit a small child, but at a younger age, when we want to teach them a lesson, we sometimes have to be harsh on them. We sometimes have to scold them, have to hit them. This is the way that they will learn and they will remember when they grow big that no, I should not do this. He will remember what my father had told me, and I cannot do it. He will still have the fear in his heart to do that thing. And that is the reason that at a certain age, we should scold the child. We should give him at times a little bit of beatings when he is wrong. And yes, we should reward them even bigger when they are right. I think when it's an age, till an age, we should scold them and hit them. After that, we should not. It's 18 that we cannot actually hit them after that. They will not listen to us. We can only suggest and advise them later on. But if the child has a training, has a very good upbringing when he was young, and at his young age his parents has given him good lessons, later on in his life he will never repeat them, and he will understand, and he will value all the things that you have taught them, and he will be a better person. So similarly, Dr. Kalam, he learnt a great deal from this small incident that took place in his childhood. And he wants us to know that small lessons taught in our childhood have a greater impact on us. And that's why when we should go back to our days of childhood and think what all things our parents have taught us, and we should not repeat them. We have almost forgotten all the values that we were taught in our childhood, but now we should think about them. We should think about them, and we should do some action now. So, as Kalam quotes, even now, when a person appears before me with a gift of whatever shape or color, my body and mind shudder. That means even till his age, his old age, when a person appears with a gift, he starts shivering. Why is that so? Because at the time when he was a small child, his father scolded him, and still he remembers what he has told him, and he cannot accept gifts up to the day, even being a president. Yes, I'm not saying that accepting gifts are bad. Some gifts are given from the heart, a family, a friends, but some gifts are given for illegal gain. This bit of childhood inspiration has a special significance in his life. Often, the unique lessons one drives in the early ages of life are the governing force that stirs the value system in all thoughts and actions. So, it's always that in our childhood we learn the best lessons from our parents. And for example, a child, if he is doing something wrong, it doesn't mean every time you should hit him. No, but you should scold him. You should tell him that it is wrong and it is right, and that is the thing that he will remember even till his last days. And this is a great lesson told by Abdul Kalam. We should actually think about it, see what he's told us, and we should stand by what he's told. So, the moral of the story is, do not be carried away by any gift, especially which comes with a purpose. Through that, one definitely loses personality greatly. Yes, we do lose personality, as if we need to return things and we are in authority, we have to do something that is bad. We have to return them something greater, and we will lose personality by doing this. My friends, please go deep into this moral, this message given to us, and think what small mistakes we make by accepting something. And even though when we are gifting someone, we should give it with an open heart, not expecting anything from that person. So please listen to the message. I have got motivated by reading this story. I want you all to get motivated by the story. I hope every one of you all enjoyed this session, enjoyed the story. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.